John, I like your view more than mine.
It's not too bad.
Good.
Only for another week, though.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, John. Hello, Neil.
Hey, Joe.
Hello.
Bill.
Good afternoon, guys.
Hey, Bill.
John, you down in Florida?
Just for one more week, Joe.
Oh, then you come back?
Yeah.
It's still cold up here. I'd stay down there.
I got to come back and get the knee operated on. Or I would.
Night, see you tomorrow.
Night, we'll see you.
Hey, Joe. Can you hear me?
Chief?
Oh, two Joes, no wedding.
Two Joes.
Two Joes. Two Joes are better than one.
Hey, John.
Afternoon.
Two Johns, too.
Hey, Chief.
John's. Yeah. John and John.
Multiple Johns, yes.
Hey, John.
Afternoon.
Hi, Bill.
How you doing, Chief?
Good. Just give a couple more minutes here. Joe, in the meeting, I think I'm gonna I'm on my phone for this. If we have occasion to take a roll call vote, could you handle that for me?
Sure.
Joe F.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, it looks like I have everybody here except for Mike Hill. As far as I can see, so I'm going to call the May 4th Building Committee meeting order. Are we recording, Ryan?
Yes, we are.
Thank you. All right, so we'll start with the first agenda item, which is the presentation discussion with the subcommittee members, Joseph Fitzgerald and John Dunn, regarding the outcome of the contractor scoring method and CMR selection. Neil, I think it makes most sense to kind of kick that over to you for an overview, help us guide through that discussion.
Yep, I certainly will, Chief. I will start with a brief overview of the process that was used. And I will pause at each step to share with the building committee the scoring and evaluations that were arrived at by the committee as we move through the process. So the original solicitation went out for construction manager at risk services. It was in full conformance with Mass General Law, Section 149A. And the work of the project, including the extensive interior renovation, envelope improvements, and various systems replacements within the building, was described inside of the RFQ. It was noted that the building serves as both the home of the Gloucester Police Station as well as the Gloucester District Court as a tenant on the 3rd floor. And it was established that the selection subcommittee was comprised of 4 persons, those being Joe Fitzgerald, John Dunn, myself, and Chip Heitkamp from Doran Whittier. The first phase of the CMR selection process is a request for qualifications. We received 5 proposals from prospective firms, those firms being Castagna Construction, CTA Construction Managers, WT Rich, Commodore Builders, and GVW Construction. All of the responses met the requirements as outlined, the minimum requirements outlined in the RFQ. And the firms were evaluated on their various merit and qualifications and quality of responses. There were a total of 4 reviewers. Each reviewer was given 100 points. And the respective firms were scored based on the response of the RFQ that contained information about their staffing, proposed staffing and project approach, project experience, references, and financial and legal standings. At the conclusion of the RFQ ranking, WT Rich finished first with 376 points. Commodore Builder was second with 352 points. Castagna Construction was third with 339 points. CTA Construction Managers was fourth with 309 points. And GVW was fifth with 292 points. At this point, all 5 firms were invited to submit phase 2 of the selection process, which included a request for proposals. The request for proposals was comprised of 2 parts. The first was a technical proposal, which further outlines the firm's project team, similar project experience, and a project-specific management plan. A total of 190 points were assigned to this section of the response, and the scoring of the firms was as follows. On the merit of their technical proposal, WT Rich was awarded 177.3 points. Commodore Builders received 175 points. Castagna Construction received 118 points. And GVW obtained 116 points. I should note that CTA Construction, between the issuance of and receipt of their RFQ and their issuance of the RFP, requested to withdraw from further consideration on the project. So they did not submit or participate in the RFP phase of the project. In addition to the technical proposal, each of the firms were invited to a 45-minute interview during which each firm presented to the project team, as well as Chief Conley, who presided over the interviews, their firm's qualifications and overall approach to managing this project to its successful completion. Each firm was given 20 minutes to present their piece, and then were asked a group of questions developed by the evaluation team. The overall quality of the presentation and responses to each of the questions asked was evaluated, and each of the firm was awarded points based on a scale of 80 points. The scoring of the interviews was W.T. Rich received 75 points, Commodore Builders received 75 points, Castagna Construction received 30 points, and GVW Construction received 35 points. At the conclusion of the interviews, each of the four evaluators, was provided with a copy of the price proposal from each of the firms. And the firms were asked to provide cost of services associated with 3 phases of the project. Those being pre-construction services, which is for a defined period of 4 months and designed to encompass the provision of services associated with cost estimating, constructability analysis, phasing development, and subcontractor pre-qualification as we move towards the bidding phase of the project. Castagna Construction provided a proposal for $9,700 per month. W.T. Rich was $18,000 per month. Commodore Builders was $18,750 per month. And GVW was $44,200 per month. In addition, each candidate was asked to provide a proposal for their general conditions. The general conditions are defined for a period of 18 months in the RFP, and they're intended to encompass all project-related labor and supervision, including both on-site and clerical staff, insurance, and related indirect construction costs anticipated during the period of construction. For the these are provided to us as expressed as a lump sum. Castagna Construction was $1,277,600. Commodore Builders was $1,865,155. W.T. Rich was $1,924,000. And GVW Construction was $1,994,000. It should be noted that Castagna's proposal was considerably less than that of the other respondents, but Castagna based their response on an abbreviated 14-month construction schedule. They did this on their own accord, and it was evaluated as such. All other responses were based on the full 18-month schedule that was requested in the RFP. The final level of the proposal was based on the fixed fee that the CM charges to the city to manage the work. That is the level of profit that the CM is paid as expressed as a percentage and as a lump sum. Castagna Construction was $275,000 or 2.67%. Commodore Builders was $293,550 or 2.85%. W.T. Rich was $309,000 or 3%. And GVW was also $309,000 or 3%. The pricing evaluations were evaluated based on their level of advantageousness to the project, with the lowest price proposal submitted by Castagna Construction receiving a highly advantageous score, which was 100 points. And WT Rich, Commodore, and GVW all received an advantageous evaluation, which awarded them 75 points. The pricing evaluations the pricing evaluations that were completed by the subcommittee also took into account the abbreviated schedule by Castagna Construction, the information that was provided was summarized and tabulated, and the total scores for the RFP, inclusive of price and technical proposals, were WT Rich 302 points, Commodore Builders 300 points, Castagna Construction 223 points, and GVW Construction 201 points. In establishing these final considerations, the subcommittee met. I have to apologize. I could not find the actual date of the meeting in my calendar, but I know it was the last week in April. And we met and discussed both the evaluation of the proposals as well as the difference in price, and voted unanimously 4-0 based on the total points accumulated in each of the RFP and RFQ phases of this project to identify WT Rich as the highest ranked finalist as a result of our evaluation and scoring criteria. It is acknowledged that their proposal is not the least expensive among the groups that was provided. This group is not required by statute to select the lowest price proposal. The subcommittee fully evaluated both the price, the technical components. They weighed very heavily each of the group's management approach to a phased renovation project occurring within an occupied building, and being the residents and those that will experience this the most, really weighed heavily on price versus services and moving forward. And again, we met, we evaluated, we ranked and voted unanimously 4-0 to recommend WT Rich as the top ranked finalist, and make that recommendation to this building committee today for your endorsement.
Great, thanks, Neil. I guess I'll open this up to the floor for any discussion or any questions. If you have a question or a point, just hit your raise hand button or literally raise your hand. Joe, can you see if anybody's raising their hand? Or Ryan?
I see no hands raised.
Bill,
Oh, I see Bill Sanborn with his hand raised.
Okay, I have one quick question, Neil. When they were reviewing the applications, did they know the price first or after? When was that revealed?
Price was not revealed to the subcommittee until after the review of the RFQ phase was completed well in advance, and the evaluation of the technical proposals was completed prior to the pricing information being provided.
Excellent, thank you.
Any more discussion?
I see Heidi Fiala has her hand raised.
Heidi?
Thanks, Chief. Are there any other projects near us that they have been the manager of?
Yes, WT Rich did the Beverly Police Station. And WT Rich has also done they've completed one prior school project and are currently working on a second school project in Gloucester at this time.
Thank you.
Chief, if you would permit me, I would like to read into the record correspondence received after the subcommittee vote was taken. It was issued to my attention by Ralph Castagna from Castagna Construction. The email reads, "Hello, Neil. May all be well with you. We are optimistically hopeful to be reconnecting on the Gloucester Police Station project. It is our understanding that a decision or vote is going to take place soon. I want to offer you, the architect, and the Gloucester Police Committee a few assurances as your selection is imminent. The proposed team of Jeff Rollins, Jason Sperry, noted as a Gloucester resident, and Abe Haffiani, who presented the interview, will remain the team assigned to your project. I can guarantee you we have economic advantages with certain subcontractors that our larger competitors simply do not have, and assure you the project will be completed under the assigned budget. There is no doubt we can complete this relatively simple renovation project easily within the allotted time frame for the police department and courthouse. We are prepared to purchase in advance any long lead time items, such as electrical switchgear or rooftop HVAC equipment, to help facilitate the project schedule. We are ready to go and really want this project. Please give us your heartmost consideration and pass this email along to those you may feel need to see it. Thank you, Ralph Castagna."
Great, thank you, Neil. Are there any other? That's only one. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Neil, is that the only correspondence?
Yes.
Great. Any further discussion? All right, so just to summarize, right now, the recommendation from the CMR subcommittee, Rich, he's contractor.
If you're breaking up a little bit.
The recommendation from the building committee subcommittee is that W.T. Rich be selected as our contractor, CMR contract. The chair would accept the motion to that point.
So moved.
Great.
Second.
Seconded by Joe Fitzgerald.
No, John McCarthy seconded.
Thanks, John. So the motion on the floor right now is that we accept W.T. Rich as the CMR for this police courthouse renovation project. And I will conduct a roll call vote through Joe.
Roll call vote. Joe Fitzgerald, yes. Ed Connolly,
Yes.
John Dunn,
Yes.
John McCarthy,
Yes.
Neil Joyce.
Non-voting, Joe.
Okay, I'm sorry. Bill Sanborn,
Okay.
Yes.
Joe Balbo,
Yes.
Sean Bushy,
Yes.
Heidi Fiallo.
No.
Okay. Are there any other voting parties? Chip? No, okay. I think that's all the voting parties.
Ryan Knowles.
Oh, Ryan knows.
I'm not a voting party.
Okay,
Yes.
Ryan knows, yes. Okay,
Yes.
so we have one no and the rest are yeses. And I didn't count how many yeses we have.
Great, thank you. So based on the vote, we will be selecting W.T. Rich as the CMR for the police courthouse project. Next order on the agenda is the subcontractor pre-qualification process and review subcommittee. So Neil, this subcommittee, is it a subcommittee of two?
Yeah, we're gonna enlist W.T. Rich as a representative, as well as myself, most likely Chip from Doran Whittier, And then we're going to request one additional representative at this time from the city and may make a second request for a volunteer.
Great. Is there any, anybody that wants to be part of this subcommittee? Or else the chair will select a member to be a part of this subcommittee. Are there any hands?
No hands, chief, but I do want to do it.
Thank you, Joe, because you were going to be my selection. When
I know. That's why I volunteered.
All right, so we'll select Joe Fitzgerald to be the representative from the building committee for now on this subcommittee for pre-contractor qualification. Anything else, Neil, that we need to do in this meeting?
We'll just summarize that the RFQs for the pre-qualification of the subcontractors have been received. We'll be distributing those out, Joe, to you probably early next week. We have copies available either electronically or in paper for anyone who is interested in looking at them. They are certainly open to this committee's review and consideration, even as non-participatory in the subcommittee. The process of evaluation will take roughly 60 to 90 days. And similar to today, we will be coming back to you with a recommendation for pre-qualification of subcontractors to be included in bidding of this project end of summer. I would like to take the opportunity to thank the chief and Joe Fitzgerald and John Dunn for their work in evaluating the CM proposals and ask that the committee acknowledge their efforts that have been truly appreciated.
Thanks, Neil. Okay, is there any new business or?
Yeah, Chief, I have something just to update the committee. We've talked a little bit about this before. The original loan appropriation was in the amount of $675,000. There is a loan order amendment that was submitted to the city council last week. Was referred out to the Budget and Finance Subcommittee, where it will be reviewed tomorrow night, and then come back to the council for a public hearing and a final vote next Tuesday. That request, the amendment, is raising the appropriation amount from $675,000 to $1,100,000. So that should be in place the middle of next week, if approved, and it will allow us to sign the pre-construction portion of the contract with WT Rich.
Great. And John, just I want to be away next week with limited connectivity. Joe Fitzgerald will be on that meeting in my.
All right, so again, it goes to Budget and Finance tomorrow night. I'm not sure if either of you will be available. If you're not, that's perfectly fine. I will handle it.
Yeah, Joe will be there tomorrow. That was confusing him with something else. Joe will be there tomorrow night. He has the invite.
Okay, very good.
Great. I would accept the motion to close the meeting if there's no further discussion.
Motion to close the meeting.
Second.
Second.
Thank you. All vote.
Do we need a roll call vote, chief?
Do I need one to
Yes.
close the meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Joe Fitzgerald, yes. Ed Connolly,
Yes.
John Dunn,
Yes.
John McCarthy,
Yes.
Bill Sanborn,
Yes.
Joe Balbo,
Yes.
Sean Bushy,
Yes,
okay. Heidi Fiallo,
Yes.
and I believe that's it.
Great.
The yeses have it.
The yeses have it. And before I cancel to close out the meeting. Just always, as always, a special thanks to Ryan Knowles, who is working behind the scenes to make this happen and has to
Oh.
deal with my,
I also vote yes to close the
Yes.
meeting.
Sorry, it's twice I forgot you.
all right. Hey, thank you for everybody. This is a big step in the right direction.
All
Thank you.
right, thank you.
Thanks.
You-
Bye.
Bye.